Alright guys, no matter how many people are around me, I'm gonna do a little vlog about telling how to travel to Russia in 2025. Currently, this is a new update. So welcome everybody, this is Igor in Russia and I'm a foreigner traveling to Russia, the best channel to see how to travel to Russia with updates, giving you guides and tips. If you need a private personal consultation, feel free to use my special membership through PayPal or Buy Me Coffee or YouTube, and I'm able to connect with you and I'm gonna give you the hands-on bro tips. All right everybody, this is how to travel to Russia. In this video, I'm gonna go through the most popular ways to travel to Russia. This is Moscow and this is Mayakovskaya station. Right there guys is, hold up, there you go, the amazing Peking hotel. Back to the topic. In order to travel to Russia, you need first of all a visa, and you can get 53 countries can get a free e-visa, basically a free visa, but it costs you actually $50 in administrational fees. So that you're gonna get it approximately in 3 days, and you're able to travel to Russia. But notice that it's a 1 month visa, which means you can travel 16 days out of the 30 days in Russia. If you need to get back, well, you have to just cross the border back to, well, Europe or elsewhere and get a new visa. Then it will start over again. For example, Americans can get a way better visa. As an American, you can get a visa for 3 years and you can travel in 6 months periods. Then you just have to, once again, leave the country and just re-enter the country. You cannot stay 3 years in a row in the country. Let's say you have the visa. Now it's time for you to actually enter Russia and make the reservations, etc. This is the current update in my video. Currently, there's of course a lot of tensions between the West and the East, and the Western borders, not Russian borders, Westerners' borders are made pretty hard for people to enter Russia. There's only few places which are like that I would recommend. If you're flying into Russia, if you have the money and you can fly into Russia, let's say from Istanbul, which is one of the most popular places to enter Russia from by plane. So you fly to Istanbul and then to St. Petersburg or Moscow most commonly. The prices are a little bit higher in that case. Then there is of course Dubai option, some Asian countries. I'm not familiar with all of them, but I'm talking about the most common ones. And also Serbia, which is not the cheapest one. And same thing applies to Belarus. And we're gonna talk about going to Russia from Belarus or vice versa. Then the other way, the cheaper way, how I usually travel, is by entering the country on a land border. The Finnish border is currently still closed. Whether it's justified or not, we're not gonna go in and get into that topic. Finnish border is closed. And therefore, the only best option for you is the border that I usually use is the Estonian Narva border. And then there's also Luhamaa overnight border. You as a tourist, if you fly to Tallinn or you arrive to Tallinn in one way or another, you have few options on using the bus or using the other way, just traveling to Narva and crossing your border on your own. Let's go through the bus options right now. There is a Lux Express, Ecolines, and also there's another way to travel, and that's a Baltic Shuttle. I usually use Ecolines, sometimes Lux Express, and the tickets is around 35 up to 45 euro-ish, sometimes 70 currently. Even though the ticket is going to be all the way to St. Petersburg, you in fact actually arrive to Narva, and from Narva you have to get off, wait in line, cross the border as a pedestrian, borders as pedestrian, through Narva, and that's one of the most epic borders out there, by the way. And then you hop on another bus on the Ivangorod side. That's because there is no vehicular crossing on this border for now. And other way is going through Luhamaa, and that's an overnight bus, which is, if you're traveling by night, that's the only option. Because Narva border is actually closed from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. So if you will make it across the border, you have to stay in Narva and waiting to be crossed back to do it again, I mean. So that's the option. And the other option is a little bit cheaper, just a little bit, but sometimes it's more convenient. You can go to Tallinn And from Tallinn, you go by Elron local train to Narva. That's 2.5 hours. And then you go to you walk to the border, do the pedestrian crossing, and then you hop on a local bus, minibus, Skyline company, for example, and you travel to St. Petersburg. And the other way is actually also, you can use also private taxis because the last minibus leaves at 6 p.m. And after that, you're gonna have a problem. Notice, depending on your time, and summertime is the same time in Russian side, but otherwise, there's a time difference during the winter. If you travel in the summer, the time is the same in Russia as well. Otherwise, notice Russia is 1 hour ahead of you, coming from Estonia. So that's the way. And the ticket is around, if you take the VIP ticket, is 19 euros. VIP means you can reserve seats and a little bit better seats on the Estonian train. Otherwise, it's like 16 euros one way. And the Russian Skyline bus is 900 rubles, which is $9 bucks. Travel time, 2.5 hours, 2:50 from Tallinn to Narva. Crossing the border is going to take you approximately, depending on the time, but currently it's once again slowing down, so it can take you like around 3 hours, 2 to 4 hours, at worst even more. If it's holidays, prepare it's going to be in 6, 8 or 10 hours. Crazy, I know. The Russian side takes you in way faster. Okay, so that's about the entrance. Otherwise, if Finnish open the border, which they probably won't, you can travel from Helsinki on the same buses, Lux Express, and there's also the Eco Lines. And also there was another one, which I don't know whether they be renewing their routes, but it was Sovavto, which was the fastest, cheapest one. And the time from Helsinki to St. Petersburg without bigger lines, around 9 hours. But that's on hold for now. All right, if you bring in money, notice that Europe has sanctions, bring in euros, so make sure that you bring dollars, which is okay, or otherwise exchange euros. Right next to the border of Narva, there's a few exchange offices. The furthest one, the third one, furthest from the border crossing, has a little bit better rate. And if you exchange more money, you can actually ask for better rates. You can get 1 ruble, max 2 rubles more if you exchange, let's say, 500 or more. Notice, if you bring dollars, you shouldn't exchange dollars in Narva side unless you need a little bit of cash. Have some cash with you, maybe 50 bucks. You can exchange, but otherwise in Russia, going to private offices, you will get a way better rate than in European side. You're gonna get few rubles easily more than for every dollar on Russian side. And I have special videos about exchanging money, so check those videos out. And other money, currency, a lot of people ask me, what about Australian dollars or whatever other currency? Yes, you can exchange basically all of the currencies in Russia as well. Yeah, if you bring in euros from other than European side, it's fine. So if you fly into Istanbul, you don't need to exchange your money, especially on the Istanbul bad rates, airport rates. Okay, we have covered entering Russia, and we have covered exchanging money. Okay, then the hotels. In order to have a hotel, you can go to ostrovok.ru. There's some other ones. I use Ostrovok, which is maybe the most popular one. You can choose any location that you want to use. St. Petersburg night rate is around 30, well, okay hotel. Not good, but well, tops good, not better than that. It's gonna cost you around 30 bucks, maybe a little bit more, 35-ish, depending if there's holidays or not. And in Moscow, it's closer to like also 30 to 40, or maybe 40, 50. I have found, for example, a hotel that I got for 25 bucks, which is quite good actually. And if you register to Ostrovok, if you travel frequently, you're gonna get sometimes some discounts, 5% off, and participate in a survey, % off, and that type of stuff. So that's a really good one. But the discounts work only if you pay immediately. So if you don't have the rubles and the Russian bank card, your option is to actually to reserve without payment, which is very often possible on the website. But otherwise, you're not able to pay for it because of the sanctions with your European Swift bank card, right? Another thing is SIM cards. That's the hot topic right now. I used to tell you how to get the SIM card easily for foreigners, but now there's a new law that restricts getting you a SIM card, and that means you have to actually do a 2-week process that I'm sure you won't do, and you have to rely on roaming. Don't use it unless you must, and unless you have to use the Wi-Fi. So that's your options currently. How to get a SIM card other way is to actually if they sell it somehow on airports, you can get that SIM card, but it's not. I don't recommend it because it's not legal. This guy is some kind of a captain, by the way. He's gonna pass us in a second. All right, so that's the case. If you have a Russian wife or husband, they can get you a SIM card, I think even legally. So that's the case. If you have the SIM card, if you have Russian number, you are able to open a bank account and deposit your money to the bank account, which would gonna help you a lot. You can go to Sberbank with your passport and the Russian SIM card number. If you have the number, you need to verify the bank card. That's the only reason that you need the SIM card. You go to a bank card and you leave with a working bank card. But if you don't use cash, it's totally fine. Cash is king in Russia. You always are able to pay with cash, like 99.99%. And usually sometimes you can pay only with cash. So yeah, that's about it. That's how you do. That's the money situation. A lot of people ask, by the way, do I need insurance? Well, you need insurance to get your visa. If you're not asked for the visa, well, technically you must have visa, but nobody ever is going to ask you for it. So if you arrive to the country without not visa, if you do arrive without the insurance, well, that's it. Fine. You can travel within Russia easily than to other cities using trains, for example, or flying. You can easily just buy tickets also right there on the airport, right there on the airport, or right there on the train station if you don't have the bank card. Otherwise, you can do it online easily and buy tickets advance. But yeah, travel to Moscow from St. Petersburg or vice versa, and you do that easily, and that's the cheapest way. I help a lot of people and tell them you don't need the VIP ticket. For example, VIP seats from Sapsan train, for example, it's way overpriced. You can use that money a lot. General also guide would be, people throw out some thousands of rubles there for this and that. 1,000 rubles in Russia is a lot of money. It's not a lot of money, it's a decent amount of money. You can have a restaurant meal for 1,000 rubles in Russia, and that's gonna cover a drink, a warm and something, and zakuska maybe. So note that. Tips usually is like in restaurants, it's not expected, but you can leave a tip if you like the service. 10% is fine, 15% is fine. Depending on what you ate and how much if you really want to. No need tips for just drinking, for example, unless you want to. And same thing with the different events. If you want to see some hockey games, if you want to see some football games, go to events, Mikhailovsky Theater, or let's say Большой Theater. You can get the tickets online or buy from the office. If you have the bank card, you can check in advance what events there is going on, sports and stuff, Kassir.ru, for example, and you can see that, or go directly to the events venue website. I don't know, did I cover everything that I possibly can for travel to Russia? Why travel to Russia? That's a topic for another video that's coming up. All right, my friends, from here, beautiful Moscow, see you in Russia. And if you need help traveling to Russia with personal questions and guidance, use my special membership on PayPal, buy me coffee, or YouTube, and contact me, and let's get you to Russia. All right, guys, subscribe to the channel. I'm Igor in Russia, foreign and traveling to Russia, helping lots of people experience the beautiful country of Russia. So see you right here.